The 125th year of Arkansas Razorback football is upon us, but it is a new era here in Fayetteville. Not only do they have a $160 million addition to the end zone here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium, but it's also the debut of a new head coach. The Chad Morris era begins today.
It's a great one. It's our story. It's our house we're building. It's our house, and here's how we're going to build it. We're going to build it Focus on your assignment. Focus on being that one-play warrior. Focus on doing your job, not somebody else's job, your job. Fight. Fight for the guy right beside you and behind you. Fight for what's right. Fight for our story that we're about to tell. And finally, I want you to finish in peace. It's about the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's not about any one person in this room. It's about us. You got it? Sir. Everybody understand that? Okay, now let's go. Everybody in right here. Hands in, baby. Family up, ready, 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
I'm ready to go. I don't know about you. Chad Morris is ready to go too after spring practice. All these workouts, fall practice. Everybody is ready to play some football. Chad Morris and this high-powered offense will be on display here in a matter of moments. Dave Neal alongside former SEC championship quarterback from the Georgia Bulldogs, DJ Shockley. Welcome to the booth. Gonna have a good year.
Glad to be here, man.
Well, let's start with Chad Morris because obviously people around college football know what his offenses are about, and that is putting up a lot of points.
Yeah.
But what are the realistic expectations for him in year number 1 here at Arkansas?
I think the expectations are still high. I think a lot of people expect him to come in and really have that spread attack that he's used to having all over. Now, a lot of people around the league are going to say, can he do it with this personnel that he has here at Arkansas? But if past expectations show you, he can do it. Whether it's from Clemson or SMU, he has put up big numbers, and you expect him to do it here in Arkansas. Should be a great day to see what he is really about and this offense.
The Razorbacks hosting Eastern Illinois. The Panthers come in from the Ohio Valley Conference, 6-5 a year ago, an FCS team trying to get to the playoffs, have a good year this year under Kim Dameron, who is their head coach, and he is a great story coming back home to Arkansas. We'll have more on that in just a moment. The Hogs will kick off. They won the toss. They want the football in the second half, so the Panthers will start things off. Here's the return out over the 25-yard line by Matt Reyna. But again, Kim Dameron's coming back home. For more on his story, let's go down to Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, Coach Dameron grew up just 20 minutes from here, went to Rogers High School, walked on for the Razorbacks as a wide receiver and defensive back for Coach Lou Holtz back in the 80s. Now, he has been back to this stadium 6 times since then, but this is the first time that he's been back as a head coach, and he told me that brings some extra butterflies, and it's because this place is so special to him. He's been reminded of that the last 2 days. Hey, guys, some Lou Holtz in him, though. He made sure to point out once that ball's in play, emotions set aside, it's all business.
And as he told us, he reminded his players, hey, whether we play here, we play in Charleston, Illinois, if the field's 100 yards long.
You keep playing, and that's all that matters. The field will never change. You got to have 11 guys on the field, and that's what he's all about.
Isaiah Johnson. That pass is incomplete. Jonathan Brantley gets the start today at quarterback for this Panther team. Big battle between he and Harry Woodbury. Both these guys new to the system. Brantley transferred in from Tulane, where he played a year ago. Harry Woodbury, junior college transfer. We'll see him, but it is Brantley that gets the start today. Brantley trying to turn the corner, lost the football, and the Hogs have it. They will have it at the 35-yard line. Chevin Calloway came up to make the hit and then recovered the football as well.
What a great job of getting off the block over there by Chevin Calloway and then shedding the block and making a big-time play. And now you come here, this is what it's all about. You want to see him shed this block, come up and make the play and put his hat right on that football. What a great defensive series already getting Eastern off the field.
A sophomore out of Dallas, Texas, coming up with the first big play from a defense that was much maligned a year ago. John Chavis was worried, how would his corners tackle in the open field? Well, if that's the case, he doesn't need to worry, but a lot of football left to be played. First down and 10 Hogs. They will run it with Devil Whaley, and this is an Arkansas team that will be led by Cole Kelly, at least to start this one. We will see Ty Story, but Cole Kelly won the quarterback competition coming out of fall camp, and it's his show right now.
Cole Kelly's a big guy who wants to use his legs to run today, but also can throw it. Expecting big things out of him in this offense.
Stands in the pocket. Flag is down. Pass caught on the far side. That goes to Austin Cantrell, the tight end. That's a gain of 11. We'll wait on the flag.
Offside on the defense, number 99. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
What do you like about Cole Kelly? Obviously got some work last year, but as he enters this season, what do you expect to see from him?
I expect a guy who's played some football. He understands what it takes to play in this league, played in some big-time ball games last season. He's going to come in here. He wants to adapt really well to this system that Coach Morris is bringing, but he's brought that leadership, and I expect him to really flourish in this system.
Kelly will run the football. Chad Morris telling us yesterday in the meetings that there are some truly designed quarterback runs. Not RPOs, but plays where Kelly's going to get the football and just go.
And that's part of this offense. He wants to be a bell cow where he can run the football and also use his legs as an advantage. And he can do it. I mean, he's 258 pounds. Coming here, they've done a great job of changing the way these guys look. And Cole Kelly's a guy like that.
Well, Cole Kelly has to leave the game. His helmet came off, which means we're going to see Ty Storey a little bit quicker than we anticipated. Coach Morris telling us in this fourth series we would have seen Ty Storey, but he gets some action here on the opening possession. Handoff to Whaley. That'll pick up 3 on the play, get it inside the 20-yard line.
That boy is one of the guys that you really got to pay attention to. Had an outstanding season last year. He's a really tough runner. Coach talks about him being one of the leaders on this offense and expect him to get tons of carry. But this is an Arkansas team that is really deep at the running back position.
Many as 5 guys will get some work today for Arkansas. 4-man rush. Kelly's throw is almost picked off on the outside. Mark Williams, who was a freshman All-American last year, stepped up and had his hands on that one. He had 3 picks last year. One of them was a 73-yard pick 6 against Indiana State.
And here's the thing. I think he had to wait on it just a tag coming out of it. Cole has to hit that back foot and let it go as soon as he releases the football. But you can see he had to wait on it for a half a second. That allowed the defensive back to really break on it and make a play on the football.
35-yard field goal attempt from Connor Limpert, the junior. Will split the uprights on his first kick. Last year, Limpert 8 of 9 kicking field goals. So Arkansas leads it early 3-0 here in Fayetteville. At 3-0 after a 35-yard field goal from Connor Limpert, as Chad Morris's offense produces points on their first possession. Chad Morris, of course, legendary high school football coach, was a high school quarterback in his own right, won a couple of state championships in 2008 and 9 at Lake Travis High School, then went to Tulsa as their offensive coordinator with Todd Graham, and boy, did they put up some big numbers. That got him a job at Clemson with Dabo Swinney, where he was the offensive coordinator and the QB coach there, and of course, we all know the success he had with the Tigers, and then went to SMU, a program that was certainly in despair, and he turned it around, got him to a bowl game last year, and a high-powered offense at SMU, and certainly a hot name in the coaching circles, and Arkansas brings him on board to replace Brett Bielema after the Hogs went 4-8 last year, 1-7 in conference play, and he is excited. Had great conversation with him yesterday, and boy, the energy in the building was a little bit different, the enthusiasm. It's going to be a different mindset here because he wants to go, as he calls it, razor fast.
Yeah.
Everything is about tempo. Everything.
And he talked about how even the practices are changing. They want tempo, not just on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side as well, special teams. They want to attack practice. They want to attack games. So when they get into games, it's no different than what they practice like throughout the entire week.
John Chavis is his defensive coordinator on the first possession for EIU. They fumbled, and Razorbacks got great field position. Brantley will throw here. Pass is caught. That'll be a first down to Aaron Gooch, who has played a bunch of football for the Panthers.
EIU loves to do this as well, the RPO system. You can see Brantley checking the linebacker. He sneaks a little bit inside, and you got that flat route. Good job on first down, getting him a positive yardage.
Scott Parr, the new offensive coordinator for Eastern Illinois likes to go up-tempo as well. That'll be a pickup of 9 on the outside. Alexander Hollins making the catch.
One-on-one on the outside, you got to take it. Brantley doing a good job of throwing a catchable ball. Devin Callaway on the outside who just came with that last fumble.
Brantley keeps it, turns the corner, and he'll have enough for the first down. Pickup of 3. Some keys for this one, starting with Eastern Illinois' offense.
They have to stay on track. You can't do like you did last series and have a fumble or get behind the chains. Those are critical points in this ballgame. Stay on track, and defensively for Arkansas, be assignment perfect.
Oh, big hit. Play continues down to the 45 of Arkansas. It's a pickup of 7. Alexander Hollins bounced off Santos Ramirez. When you mention assignment perfect, what are you talking about?
When teams go fast, you just want to line up and go. If you're trying to do a lot of things at the line of scrimmage defensively, guys can get out of their assignments, and then there's big gaping gaps at times.
Another first down for the Panthers. That's a gain of 7. Isaiah Johnson, their super talented running back, with that carry, a preseason All-OVC player, second team last year when he rushed for 683 yards. So first down and 10, Eastern Illinois. 4-man rush. They'll swing it out to Johnson, and he turns the corner and has another first down. They'll spot him at the 26. That's 12 more yards. Cameron Curl comes up to pop him out of bounds.
You can see the trend right here for O.C. Scott Park. Get the ball out of his quarterback's hands. Don't allow his defensive front to get any type of pressure, and just throw it to the open guy. And that's what Brantley's doing right now, being successful, moving the chains early in the downs as well.
Trying to set up a little slip screen near side, and throw was a little bit hot. It'll be second down coming up.
It's one thing that the Chief talked about, and the Chief, we're talking about John Chapin, defensive coordinator for Arkansas, said we're going to see tons of screens today. We're going to see tons of misdirection plays to try to get our eyes away from where they need to be. That play could have been out the gate if Brantley has a better throw.
And it's a movement up front. Luther Harris.
False start, number 68 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
6'6", 370. Hard to miss him if he moves.
Yeah, and Dave, that's part of what we talked about in our keys is stay on track. You can't be behind the down and the change. Now you're 2nd and 15. You got a longer, more yard to go. You got to do a better job of kind of holding your water there.
Second down and 15. Here comes some heat. Out to Johnson. 3 white jerseys are there. Gain of a couple. Arkansas defense much maligned. They just gave up just so many points. You look where they ranked in the FBS, and it just wasn't a pretty sight. And it was certainly a time for a change. And I think they got the right guy in John Chavis, who knows how to fix things.
Yeah, how intense is Coach Chapin? We had a chance to talk to him yesterday. He's intense about fixing this defense and getting them back to where they need to be and stopping guys.
On third down, little shovel pass underneath. Well played by Arkansas. A loss of a yard on the play. Isaiah Johnson thrown to the turf by Drake Greenlaw.
Drake Greenlaw is a player that you got to look out for. Him and Dejon Harris are two of the best, arguably two of the best linebackers in this conference. They're always around the ball, 100+ tackles last season. Greenlaw is fast, he's physical, he runs sideline to sideline. Expect to see him all over the field today.
So the Panthers will line up for a 47-yard field goal. Matt Severino. And there are whistles and a timeout taken. So a timeout on the field as Eastern Illinois trying to tie things up. We'll have that 47-yard field goal attempt when we come back.
SEC Network Football is brought to you by NHTSA. Plan ahead before you party. drive sober, or get pulled over.
Yesterday, Arkansas fans came together at 1 o'clock for the first annual One Hog Call. Events were held in Fayetteville, Little Rock, and fans were encouraged to participate via social media. It was awesome putting all those together. Fans from as far away as Norway and Greece sit in video calling the Hogs. Here's a 47-yard attempt from Matt Severino from the middle of the field. Out of the hold of Nick Bruno. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. So a nice drive by Eastern Illinois, picking up some first downs, kind of flipping the field a little bit, and they get nothing out of it. Don't forget, coming up tonight at 7:30 Eastern, college football rolls on with Charleston Southern taking on Florida. It's coming up right here on the SEC Network. Also, the SEC Network alternate channel will feature Middle Tennessee at Vanderbilt. To find the alternate channel in your area, go to secnetwork.com/channel. Both games also streaming live, of course, on the ESPN app. Dan Mullen making his debut, one of 5 new SEC head coaches. 6 if you count Matt Luke, who was interim a year ago. Quick throw coming out here to the near side. Deion Stewart wrapped up. Here's a look at those new coaches.
Matt Luke in the interim tag taken off, so Ole Miss had a big win earlier today.
Jimbo Fisher got his Texas A&M run started on Thursday night with an impressive win. Cole Kelly coming near side. That pass caught by Jordan Jones. That's a pickup of 13.
Better throw there by Cole Kelly. Standing in there and delivering the football at that big 6'7" frame. When he stands in there and rips the football, he has a chance to be special. And he had off coverage there at the bottom. That's what you call just taking it, pitch and catch, moving on.
Another catch by Jones. He's into EIU territory. That'll be a gain of 9.
These are the type of throws that you want from Cole Kelly. You want the simple throws. You want the easy decision-making throws out of him. And this corner continues to play off down here at the bottom of the screen right here. You continue to want to watch him.
Boy, clean pocket. Good coverage downfield. So Kelly has to go underneath to Chase Hayden, who will pick up a couple of yards, which is enough for the first down.
Chase Hayden, an interesting character as well. The second guy we see coming here at their running back position. We talked about how deep they are. He is another player that can be a home run threat for him as well.
Hayden with that inside handoff. Chase last year ran for 326 yards, fractured his leg, and missed 5 games. In that opening game last year, it really put on a show. Ran for 120 yards against Florida A&M on just 14 carries. Little toss out to Hayden, nowhere to go. Well played by the Panthers. That'll be a loss of 2. Levi Watson, the first one there, the 285-pound tackle.
Number 1, Jared Cornelius here. He kind of overruns the block, and that's a great job up top by number 31, Antonio Crosby, of playing that, pushing things back to the inside and rallying for his guys to come back and make that play. Positive yardage and play for Eastern Illinois.
Injured player is Talon Shepard. We'll step aside, try to get an update on Talon when we come back. Thank you, Dari. Austin Peay out of the OVC. They're expected to finish 2nd in the league. This team right here, Eastern Illinois, taking on Arkansas. They're expected to finish 4th or 5th, depending on what you look at. TJ Hammonds in at running back on a 3rd down coming up for Arkansas. Injured player Talon Shepard walked off under his own power, which is good news. Kelly coming near side with it. Nice open field tackle there from Camden Meade. Kelly will pick up 2, but well done by number 53.
Yeah, good coverage sack on the backside. Houston did a good job of really running to their particular holes in the zone, and then guys running to the football, not going for the pump fake. Great open field tackle there.
That'll force Arkansas into a punting situation. Blake Johnson back to punt. The junior out of Long Beach, California, averaged just shy of 39 yards per punt last year. Gooch with a fair catch inside the 10, a 35-yard punt. 3-0 Arkansas. Back to Fayetteville right after this. $3-0 Arkansas out in front of Eastern Illinois. First quarter football. The Chief, John Chavis, the defensive coordinator. Boy, he's been around a long time and has had some outstanding defenses. Of course, played at Tennessee and was the defensive coordinator for the Volunteers starting in 1995. And then in 2009, things changed up a little bit, and Coach Chavis went to LSU 2011. Boy, they put on a show defensively. Then he was the associate head coach, defensive coordinator at A&M before getting this job with Chad Morris. Loose football. I think the Panthers fell on it right at the line of scrimmage. And DJ, obviously you switch schemes, you know, and we talk a lot about it because I think in the offseason we talk about everything. But you go from a 3-4, 4-3 look. What kind of change does that mean for this defense, and who benefits?
I think he wants to have more guys who can rush the passer. You bring another guy down to rush the passer, really high on number 10, Randy Ramsey, and it frees up your linebackers to run a little bit more in this 4-3.
Slant, incomplete. It'll be third down. Let's go downstairs, check in with Dawn.
Guys, I tell you who benefits, senior linebacker Dre Greenlaw. He absolutely loves this switch. I talked to him on Thursday, and he said that Chief has certainly earned their trust. You got to remember, these guys have had 3 defensive coordinators in 3 years. Dre said he leans on the longtime coach for more than football. He'll talk life, family, career, school, used the word passionate often when he was talking about Chief.
Yeah, these guys all were singing the praises of John Chavis. Did they get enough for the first down? I believe they did. They needed 11, got 12. Aaron Gooch kind of sneaks through there and picks up the first down. Ramirez trips him up, and here comes some tempo.
We talked with the Chief. He said his philosophy was he wanted to pressure the defense, affect the quarterback, and win the line of scrimmage.
Loss on the play of a yard. McTelvin Ageen coming in there. Boy, they think that McTelvin has so much talent. A former 5-star recruit at a solid sophomore season. The coaches really want him to take that next step now.
And the great thing about him is he said he can play inside or outside. So expect him to see him on the outside as well as inside at a 1 or 3 technique inside.
Little underneath throw. Pass is caught near the 30-yard line. That one goes to Gooch again, but a loose football. And they're going to say Arkansas has it. That slipped out of Gooch's hand. And Chevin Callaway with his second fumble recovery of the day.
We already can see the emphasis on what this John Chavis defense wants to do. They want to be aggressive after the football. You may give up some yards, but this is about being assignment perfect. He's in the position he needs to do. You see that left hand reaches in there, punches the football out. Just a heads-up play by Chevin Callaway to punch that football out. And you see Dre Greenlaw coming in as well to end it as well. Just a great play, running to the football. That left hand punches the ball out. Fumble recovery, Arkansas with great field position.
Ruling on field was a fumble recovered by Arkansas.
It looks, in that view, to be out of Gooch's hands.
And it may be Dre Greenlaw who comes in there with that right hand and knocks that football out. What a great job coming in there and trying to rake that football out right there at the end.
Stan Murray here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium is our replay official. Of course, the video center back in Birmingham looking at this as well.
This will be really big for Arkansas. They're able to come up with this turnover and capitalize and turn it into points. It's the second time they would have this opportunity. And I'm sure Chad Morris would love to capitalize on his great field position and get 6 points instead of 3 as they did last time.
I think that call is going to stand. We'll wait.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Arkansas.
1-0 to start the season there, Dave Neal. I see you.
Good play by that Arkansas defense, creating 2 turnovers already here in the first quarter. They only gained 17 last year. They had 9 fumble recoveries and 8 interceptions.
And Dave, here's a chance now right after a turnover. Most teams, I remember we used to always take a shot right after the turnover. See if Arkansas takes that shot down the field.
First down and 10 from just inside the 30. They'll hand it off to Whaley. He is wrapped up and thrown to the turf by Detarius Johnson. That's a loss of a yard. Boy, and they had some great things to say about Detarius Johnson, who was originally headed to Michigan but went to prep school, and they were able to land him. And they said to us, frankly, he's an SEC linebacker.
And he looks the part. He is a 6'1", 255. Say he looks 255, but he's not. If you look at his body type, he's a fast and physical player here.
Little shoulder fake. Kelly going toward the end zone. That'll be incomplete. A lot going on in the SEC. Let's check in. Dory, what's happening? Thanks, Dory. A lot of SEC teams in action this afternoon in this window. We'll keep you updated as much as we can. Third down, all at 11. Kelly all day to throw. Pass is caught around the 18-yard line. They'll spot it close to the 17. That's a first down after a pickup of 13. Jonathan Nance on the reception.
Looks like this one may come back. May have a holding call here by Arkansas, but we'll see.
I guess there was a reason why the pocket was so clean.
As a quarterback, you love those clean pockets, but a great job of going through his progression. Even though the play didn't stand, that's positive reinforcement there by Cole Kelly. Better go through his progression, a little curl flat combination. He reads the flat defender and throws a strike. Even though it comes back, that's positive for Chad Morris and Cole Kelly.
That'll back up the Hogs to the 40. It'll be third down and 21. DJ Hammonds checks into the game alongside Cole Kelly. Hammonds goes 5'10", maybe. Meanwhile, Cole Kelly's at 6'7". And Hammonds will make the catch. And he is thrown down around the 38-yard line. A gain of only 3.
That would be a disappointing drive, I would say, if you're Joe Craddock and Chad Morris. You get a turnover, you get a chance in great field position, you have the penalty that takes you all the way back, and you're unable to convert. Offense is a little bit slow right now. Their offenses are usually a little bit slower and behind than defenses right now, and they're just not clicking at all cylinders right now.
Blake Johnson will punt again. Aaron Gooch back at the 10. Fair catch called for around the 13-yard line. Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern. The boys are back. Thinking Out Loud is back for another season with Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears. They'll be talking some football and want your participation via social media throughout the show. It's available streaming live on the ESPN app as well. Your chance to participate. Give these guys your opinion. Thinking Out Loud back for year number 2.
G-Mac and Greg, they do it. G-Mac and Spears do a great job on that show, man. It's a pretty laid-back show, Dave. Have they ever asked you to be on or what?
No.
No?
No.
We got to get an invite.
Listen, I love on them so much every Saturday about the show. I mean, I'm a little disappointed I haven't been invited. Well, here we got a quarterback change, as we expected. Harry Woodbury getting a shot now, the junior college transfer who played under new offensive coordinator Scott Parr at Navarro Junior College last year. And he walks into a dicey situation as it'll be 1st and 15 with the ball inside the 10-yard line now. But Woodbury out of the Woodlands in Texas. He hasn't played a whole lot of football. He walked on at Navarro. Grew up in a military family. Lived in Singapore until he was a sophomore. Then he moved back to the States as a junior, and that's when he started playing some football. But even had a hard time getting on the field in high school.
Yeah, he's one of those type of players, though, who has an advantage coming here because he was with Coach Parr when they were at. So he's going to come in, and he's going to know what's going on. He's going to know where the football should be. But Coach talked about he has a quick release. He's smart. He's a tough player, and he continues to improve every year he's had him. So I know they're expecting big things out of him, and what a stage for him to play in today.
Stands in the pocket, trying to get rid of it. Loose ball in the end zone. Arkansas will fall on it. Briston Guidry is the player who came up with the football. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Well, we talked about one that having some presence up front. You want to pressure the quarterback. You want to change the line of scrimmage. I think the Chiefs are going to be pretty excited about that. Armand Watts, number 90, comes in and makes a spectacular play on Woodbury here. You can see the inside movement, and he never stops. Armand Watts continue to fight. See Armand Watts, 6'5", 298, battling on the inside. Does a great job of trying to get to the quarterback. And then when you get there, make a play on the football. He does that. And I'm sure Woodbury would like to have that football back. But what a great job of getting on there and pushing the inside of that pocket. Look at him push and just change that line of scrimmage and then get to the quarterback and make a great play on it.
Yeah, he lost the football before that arm was moving forward.
It's all for a touchdown.
And we just got the announcement that they will spend some more time to analyze this play. But Watts just blew in there and caused some havoc. Not the start for Woodbury. Boy, they put him kind of in a bad spot. 1st and 15, ball sitting at the 9.
I've been there before. You come into a ball game and you want to try to make some things happen, and you try to do a little too much, and you probably should have let that football go. When you're backed up against the end zone, you got to find a way to get that football out because things happen so much faster.
Scoring play, certainly not that they don't pay close attention to all of the plays on the field, but certainly a scoring play. You want to make sure you get it right, and I think the extra moment will prove it was a touchdown.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So 3 fumbles here in the first quarter for Eastern Illinois. That has resulted in, to this point, 9 points, and we'll see if Connor Limpert can make it 10. Point after attempts is up, it's good. So a 10-0 game here in Fayetteville. Let's head to the studio, get an update. Dari. Yeah, tough opener for Kentucky. Central Michigan is, well, they're a handful.
No doubt about it. The Chippewas come to fight. They play hard every time they go out, and Kentucky's going to have a 4-quarter battle on them all night.
Boy, Georgia, how talented is that team? I mean, just
players galore. Players everywhere. You see Demetrius Robinson coming from Cal. First touch goes for a touchdown. That's pretty ideal.
One of the new things we will see in college football this year, the fair catch will bring it out to the 25-yard line. We'll see that quite a bit throughout the season. Hey, starting this week, Marty Smith and Ryan McGee, a.k.a. Marty and McGee, the TV show, will be on SEC Network every Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully you've had a chance to catch their act leading up to the football season. They've had some great interviews. Those guys are awesome to watch. Fun show. Can't wait for them to get started every Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern. Of course, that'll be on the ESPN app as well. And I'm not so sure what they're thinking here. Now, I know Marty's a little off the deep end sometimes, but they're going to be in the blimp the entire game for Florida State, Virginia Tech on Monday night.
They'd probably be all natural. They have a couple snacks up there as well. They got a cool set, but I think the blimp is going to be even cooler set for them.
Nice catch. Is that Gooch again? Yes, Gooch making some plays here. And Jonathan Brantley back on the field for Eastern Illinois.
Like the play by Scott Park coming out of here. First play, you get your quarterback on the move. Add a lot of pressure on the inside. Get him on the perimeter. Let him make an easy decision. And nice grab by Gooch there.
Brantley will keep it. He's hit a couple of times driving to the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 4. Brantley transferred from Tulane. Ran a lot of option at Tulane. Made 3 career starts, including last year's opener against Oklahoma for the Green Wave. Kind of reuniting with Parr, who recruited him in high school.
Yeah, the best thing he said about him was he's tough-minded. So being in this environment will not stir him up at all.
And he'll pick up the first down.
Brantley, a very mature guy, dual threat guy. We can see the ability there, putting a lot of pressure on the Arkansas defense with his legs and forcing them to make a decision. But on that play, very decisive, and picks up a big first down just to keep his defense off the field just for half a second.
Five-man rush. Pass just out of the reach of Alexander Hollins.
Nice job by McTell and Adrian. They're getting a little pressure on Brantley there, forcing a little errant throw. He had man coverage, exactly what he wanted on a crossing route, just unable to hit him for a big gain.
Arkansas player down around the 45-yard line. That's Dre Greenlaw. Boy, their leader on defense, Ian Ramirez. Greenlaw already with 8 tackles this afternoon, and we have 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's a player that they can't afford to lose. He has 2 tackles for loss and 1 forced fumble already in this ball game. So you know he's around the football. One of the greatest compliments I thought the Chief said was, hey, Greenlaw can even play in the secondary if we needed him to. So you talk about the value there. He is a very valuable player to this defense.
Second down coming up. Three receivers to the near side. Oh, they will spread the field on you. Brantley stops and throws. Back over the middle. Pass is caught. That goes to James Sheehan, and he'll pick up 5, but slipped on the turf. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. Well, I didn't see this coming, though. I was anxious to see this offense get on track, but basically what I've seen is a defense from Arkansas that has created 3 turnovers that has resulted in 10 points. So the John Chavis D has been the story to this point. 15 minutes are in the books. Here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, the Hogs lead it 10-0. Arkansas leading Eastern Illinois as we begin the second quarter. And moments ago, Dre Greenlaw went down with an injury. Let's get an update and go down to Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, Dave, it's so hot down here. A lot of people on the sideline thought he was just cramping. Wasn't the case, though. Walked to the sideline, went into the injury tent. They were looking at his right ankle, right leg area. No info yet, but he did just head into the locker room to be evaluated. I'll keep an eye on him for you.
Boy, that'd be a big loss. Already 8 tackles today for Dre Greenlaw, coming off a 100-plus tackle season last year. Brantley throws back and will throw it out of bounds on what was 3rd down and about 5. Now here's that play for Greenlaw. Keep an eye on 23 right in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, well, it's one of those plays that it's iffy sometimes. You step the wrong way and he can tweak something, but hopefully it's nothing serious and he's able to return, because he is we mentioned, a huge part of this defense, and losing him would not be beneficial for them.
Yeah, he broke his foot as a sophomore, missed half the season there, but was a freshman All-American. And last year was just solid with 103 tackles. So Eastern Illinois will punt it away. Nick Bruno to Jared Cornelius, who will make the catch at around the 16-yard line, a 41-yard punt. Time to get another update. Daria, what's happening? All right, Tennessee hanging tough.
It's good to see their offense moving. At points last year, their offense was really stagnant, but looks like they're moving and got something going good versus West Virginia. And how about Benny Schnell?
I was thinking the same thing as watching that highlight. And all summer, all the talking that's going on, he's kind of one of those guys that gets a little bit overlooked.
I don't know why. He is really good.
There was a flag on that
illegal
punt.
Equipment violation on the defense. 2 number 1s participated in the play. That penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot, which results in a 1st down for Eastern Illinois.
See, it should never have double numbers. I've been trying to get rid of them for years.
Well, that's pretty unfortunate for John Shaver's defense. Goes down and has a great series and gets him off the field, and another chance for your offense to get on the field, but unfortunate. Oh, yeah, Jared Cornelius actually catches the... You see the other number 1 here coming into the screen.
Chevin Calloway, Jared Cornelius, both on the field at the same time, and that is a violation. See, shouldn't have 2 numbers, double numbers. Quick throw to the near side. Alexander Hollins to the 45. A pickup of 9. Bumper Poole, the freshman, getting some work. Bumper, excited to see him play. I know a lot of folks in this part been waiting for Bumper to take the field. A 4-star recruit. Coming out of high school, was an outstanding talent. Chose Arkansas, Alabama, LSU, and some others. Another quick hitter to the outside to Hollins. That'll pick up 9 more and a 1st down.
I just want to make some more plays so we can say Bumper again. Bumper is an awesome name. The freshman out of Lucas, Texas.
Off the left side, Isaiah Johnson will pick up 3. Harris making the tackle.
Dave, you can see the momentum here. I mean, you get one thing to go your way, and you pick up a couple 1st downs now. Now you're starting to drive into their territory and slowing things down. Even though they're up-tempo, they're slowing it down, making sure they're getting into quick, easy plays and easy decisions. Now you're in the second and manageable.
10th play of this drive, of course, helped out by the penalty on the punting situation. Incomplete, trying to hit Johnson on that play. Panthers have more than doubled up Arkansas in terms of total yards. Only 46 yards of offense for the Razorbacks. Meanwhile, Kim Dameron's club put up 109, and they're looking at a 3rd and 7 here.
Looks like man coverage all over the board.
Little screen underneath. This is going to be a big play. First down. Hollins will be thrown to the turf. They'll spot his progress at the 21. A gain of 11. Santos Ramirez making the play, and that's what John Chavis told us. They were going to see all sorts of screens today.
Yeah, and a great call there. 3rd and long. He comes with the blitz, and you run the screen from the backside where the blitz is not coming from. Excellent play call.
Brantley cuts it back in the middle and is met there by Bumper Pool. Gain of a yard.
The more the better there, Dave. Anytime you can, Bumper can make some plays. But you can see this freshman, he's not afraid to stick his head in there. He's all around the football on this series already.
Little pitch out to the 15-yard line goes Johnson. Ryan Pulley brings him down. A gain of 5. So a 3rd and manageable here. The line to make is right around the 11.
And we've seen everything on this series has been to the perimeter. They've thrown the screen outside. They started this series after the penalty with the small little screen out to the outside. Everything's been to the perimeter to take away from their strength right now for Arkansas, which has been the pressure up the middle.
Brantley all day to throw. That pass is caught right around the 12-yard line by Xander Richards. A gain of 3. Let's see what Eastern Illinois wants to do here. It'll be 4th and about 1.5 yards maybe. And it looks like Kim Dameron's going to want to take the points.
I thought he might take a chance and go for it because they were chunking up yards there, getting 2-3 yards a pop on that particular one. But when you're not getting to this end zone area often, sometimes the points are better, and looks like they want to get 3 on the board and salvage what was a good drive.
Severino missed from 47 earlier. This will be from 29 from the far hash mark. What a line drive. That is no good. 2 missed field goals. Eastern Illinois certainly had their opportunities, but nothing to show for it to this point. Arkansas leads 10-0 second quarter football. One of the great things about starting the season for Arkansas fans was the chance to see a new $160 million, what has been a renovation/addition. This is what it looked like in February of 17. Then last spring, you could start to see some of the progress. That used to be their football offices and media relations offices, and they blew up all that stuff, and what they have finally finished with is an unbelievably nice end zone addition. Nothing happening there for Chase Hayden, but I think the fans excited about this. Certainly it's beautiful on that end. For more, let's go down to Dawn.
Guys, it is beautiful. I've actually spent some time out here and inside, and I've talked to some of the fans that get to sit in these seats right here at the end zone. Great view, but they said their favorite part is the inside, where they are right next to the players as they run out. It's just a real intimate feel for them.
I was going to say their favorite part was the inside where the air conditioner was. I know that's your favorite part. Speaking of that, Dawn, I mean, temperatures down there have got to be almost miserable at this point. I mean, it's a hot day to begin with, but on that turf, what's it like?
Yeah, guys, I actually have a thermometer that I can shoot at the turf to let you know temperature-wise. Beginning of the game, we were about 140 degrees. We're about 133 degrees right now. It is not pleasant, I tell you that.
Wow.
That's not that hot, guys. Come on.
Wow. I don't know where you're from.
Are you kidding me?
130, that's not bad.
Dawn, he's a new guy. He's trying to act tough. Over the middle, pass is caught. This will be a huge gainer, a foot race. Down to the 35-yard line goes Jordan Jones.
Ty Stewart coming in here throwing a strike. What a route here. Nothing but a inside, the inside post route right there. Does a good job putting it on that front shoulder. Ty's coming in here slinging it, throwing it around, but a great route into zone coverage, reading that and delivering the football.
Story coming near side, and this one is caught again by Jones. Jones, fastest guy, speed to burn, they say.
And you see the eyes right there of Ty. Does a great job of moving that linebacker. gives it just enough air. And what a play right there. And he goes right back to him again. Ty Story, a guy who played in a couple games last year, played in this type of RPO system in high school, so he's used to it. And he comes in with a pretty exciting moment here.
Story will hand it off right side. That'll go to Whaley, and he runs into a blue wall led by Detarius Johnson. That big middle linebacker out of Prattville, Alabama, sophomore.
Talked about Detarius Johnson and how well he runs sideline to sideline. He's 6'1", 255, but he's a guy that plays with outstanding discipline at the linebacker position.
Bobbled in the air by LaMichael Petway, and he'll hold on, and that'll be enough for the first down, a gain of 6, and quickly to the line of scrimmage is Arkansas.
Part of this offense is, hey, if they're going to give it to you, you take it. Look how much room he has down here at the bottom just to take that.
Here's Whaley. Devil trying to get it going. Run game hadn't had much of an impact in this game. Rush yards for Arkansas now up to 12. They'll run it again with Devwa. This time he'll add to the run total and get it inside the 10 for a first down. That's a gain of 8, so now 20 yards on the ground.
And Dave, that's kind of what we talked about in the open was this is a new system. In the past, everybody expected Arkansas to run the football. Now they're spreading it out a little bit more, but now the run game's starting to check up and starting to actually gain some momentum.
Whaley, couple of cuts inside the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line.
The leader up front for Arkansas is Yelda Froholt for sure, the center. He does a great job of relaying calls, but he is a guy that played left guard, played D-line. He is a very valuable tool up front.
Story keeps it and will get it down to the 1. Boy, he held on to that for a long time. It looked like Devil Whaley tried to rip that out of his hands, but Story kept it himself. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, just a great job of reading it all the way through. He probably could have handed it off to Whaley and walked in the end zone as well, but when they give it to you, that defensive end from the backside crashes, he pulls it. Now he has a chance to make a difference and get into the end zone here.
Couple of tight ends in the game. Whaley stays in there with Story. They'll hand it to Devil Whaley. Does he get in? And they will say yes, he does.
Great job of push up front by Arkansas's offensive line. And when you got Devil Whaley, a guy who can run downhill really fast, you see he's asking to continue to feed it. 7 touchdowns last year, adds to it now with his first touchdown of the season. He is a very, very dependable guy for Arkansas, and expect him to get tons of touches today and lean on him for a lot of this season.
Limpert with the point after. 11 plays, 80 yards. And the big hitter, though, the Jordan Jones, set it all up for Devil Whaley and company. Story's first appearance in 2018 works out pretty well with a touchdown at the end. Thank you, Dari. And here at 17-0 Arkansas in front of Eastern Illinois. Ty Story led the drive that resulted in a Devil Whaley 1-yard touchdown run. Last year, Whaley had 7 touchdown rushes on the year. So 7:25 to go here in the second quarter. Limpert will kick it away. Morena this time will bring it out. Well, Chad Morris, of course, first year here, bringing in some guys to run his offense. Joe Craddock has been with him for a long time. His offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, John Chavis, we know him, a legendary figure in college football and in this conference. And Ron Cooper's been around football forever in the secondary. This is a staff, certainly, that has been around the game. But if you're Chad Morris right now, 7:20 to go, what's going through your mind if you were in his shoes?
I think after that last drive, you're a little bit more excited about your offense. You sputtered a little bit in the first quarter. You had some chances to make this score a little bit more than it was. But I think overall, you like the way your defense playing. You haven't given up the big play. You've caused a couple turnovers. Offensively, you want to see more continuity up front for sure.
Looks like
delay game on the offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Eastern Illinois all looking around saying the clock sure was quick. Not much they can do about it now, and that play clock will reset on the whistle. So again, backed up. I mean, not how you want to start. 1st and 15 from the 20. Those are exactly the little things and fumbles that have killed Eastern Illinois here in the first half, and I think the Hogs will have it again. That is the 4th fumble recovery by Arkansas. Boy, the Panthers are just gifting this one to Arkansas.
And all in the bad territories as well. It was the first play coming back, and you're just trying to gain positive momentum in that first play, and you give it up, and Arkansas has another chance for great field position. Why are you talking about? Coach Taylor's going to be excited. This team is going after the football relentlessly. Every tackle, they're punching at it. They're trying to rip it out. And like you said, they're gifting it to him right now and giving them great field position.
I mean, that's just a routine. You got to hold on to that football. That's a routine football play.
At the end, you're going to see number 14, Burrito Tuck, come right in there, just stick his helmet in there. And it looks like his shoulder hits it right on the football, and one guy holds him up and another guy comes in and takes it away.
Santos Ramirez comes away with the fumble recovery, and that sets up the Hogs inside the 30-yard line. Ty Story still in at quarterback. The second possession. Dumps it off underneath. That one goes to Rakeem Boyd, who the coaches were raving about. Needed to get him in the right shape. Came in a little bit late. I think a lot of folks might remember him from the latest edition of Last Chance U. Was the tailback at Independence Community College and got off to a slow start there, but boy, was he something else down the stretch last year. Boy, big tackle around the 15 as LaMichael Petway gets flipped over. Gain of 5. That'll be a first down. Mark Williams making the tackle. And
even though Rakeem Boyd was a guy who's at the end of that play made a good run of it, give Ty Story a lot of credit for checking it down. They had the double post look on the outside. Nothing was there. He checked it down. Great job by Ty Story and Rakeem Boyd finishing that.
Looks like Mark Williams slow to get up on the near side around the 10-yard line. Cramps. We've seen a couple of guys already with some cramping issues in this game. And you heard Dawn a minute ago tell us it's about 130 degrees down there on the turf. Back in a moment. Old Tusk, it's a hot day, boy. Get your water. Got to stay hydrated. Arkansas leading at 17-0 here in Fayetteville on a warm day. 6:34 to go in the second quarter. Wondering, who would be the targets of these Arkansas quarterbacks. Well, Michael Petway so far has been targeted 4 times, has 1 catch, but it's been Jordan Jones has stepped up. 5 targets, 4 catches, including a 57-yarder on their last drive. Story with a good play fake. Has some time over the middle. And caught for a touchdown in the end zone as he's fallen down. Jeremy Patton from 14 yards out.
It looks like this offense has found its rhythm, and Ty Story has been the guy the last 2 series to take them down and turn them into big touchdown drives. This is a nice job of him really sprinting to his left and then getting his shoulders around and finding the target. Nice play, nice drive by Arkansas to capitalize after the fumble.
Point after by Limpert is up, and it's good. Well, Ty Story had some time and hangs on to the football in the back of the end zone.
it's just a great job here of watch him go to his left. You get him shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, and now he attacks the line of scrimmage. That's just an awesome throw there, and he's finishing it. Even though he falls to the ground, the concentration right there. But give Ty Story a lot of credit of looking down the field and then finishing that throw, and you can see the excitement at the end. Two touchdowns by Ty Story here, and he's done a great job coming in here.
That was Michael Petway on that touchdown reception. 16-18, those numbers get jobbed up like that. Hard to see, but Petway comes away with the touchdown. We're just talking about the targets. Now 2 receptions, 1 counts for 6. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, college football rolls on with Charleston Southern versus Florida right here on the SEC Network. Also, the SEC Network alternate channel will feature Middle Tennessee at Vanderbilt. To find the alternate channel in your area, go to secnetwork.com/channel. Both games are also streaming live on the ESPN app. Of course, Dan Mullen making his debut for the Florida Gators. Mullen, of course, the offensive coordinator under Urban Meyer from 05 to 08.
I think Florida's going to be a little bit better than people think. They got tons of talent down there. See what Dan Mullen can do with that crew.
Boy, a big hit. Brantley kicks it outside and will get something out of nothing, a gain of 3.
Sometimes it just takes a simple play like a quarterback draw to get your offense moving. Last couple of series haven't been really well, so put the ball in the hands of somebody you know who's pretty sure-handed in Brantley, and he does a great job of just picking up some positive yardage on first down.
Robert Columbus in the backfield. Another missed tackle on the outside. Tariq Phillips picks up 5, and that was certainly a concern for John Chavis. How will our corners tackle in space?
And that's the part what the Eastern wants to do. They want to find those one-on-one matchups on the outside and have a chance to make somebody miss. And now you're in a position where you can run it or throw it if you want to.
Inside handoff, trying to get the first down at the 35, and I think Columbus will have enough.
And if anything, you're getting the first down, you're getting some positive things going for your offense. Just trying to hold on to it has been the Eastern's problem in this first half. They can move the football, they just have to make sure they hold on to it now.
Over the middle, batted in the air, and almost picked off at midfield. Santos Ramirez just let it slip through his hands. Tapped by Bumper Poole, who was playing that linebacker spot that was held down by Dre Greenlaw. But Dre limped off the field right before the end of the first quarter.
My man Bumper has continued to make plays.
Gain of 2. Briston Guidry getting in there. Briston has a fumble recovery for a touchdown today. Boy, Briston looks funny in that number 7 jersey at 6'2", 300 pounds, doesn't he?
You see many guys that are pretty big guys that try to wear the single-digit numbers. Are you a fan of the single digits by the big guys, Dave?
Not really.
Not really?
No. It's not a slimming number for the big guys. Columbus on a little swing pass to the 42-yard line. He picks up 5 there. It'll be 4th down. Clock's at 4:14 before halftime.
Well, even though you didn't go down and get points at your Eastern, you do a good job. You're going to change the field position now. You didn't turn it over. You didn't give Arkansas a short field. We're coming up on 4 minutes here. They got a chance to go back down and try to increase this score by halftime, but you make them earn it. You don't give it to them like you've done the last couple of series. You force them to go full field and make some plays. Cornelius back to return this. Fair catch call for it, the 15, a 43
43-yard punt. Hogs will have the football up 24, 3:45 to go before halftime. I think that's kind of an all-star crew right there coming up at halftime.
For sure.
Handoff on 1st down and 10. Pick up a yard. Hammond's on the carry. Ty Story still running the offense, his 3rd possession. Of course, he got 1 snap on the opening series when Cole Kelly's helmet came off, but then left the field right after that 1 play. So really his 3rd possession of this game. Batted in the air. That was almost caught on the near side by Tyson Morris.
Dave, we always, when teams have 2 quarterbacks, they always say they want to go into a game and see how it feels. And now we can tell this is a direct result of one guy playing a little bit better than the other. We saw the numbers by Ty Story. The offense just seems to move a little bit more smoother when he's been in the ball game the last couple series.
Played 2 games last year, but has no stats passing. 5 games total in his career. Tremendous high school recruit. Finished his high school career winning 29 straight games. Threw for over 12,000 yards as a prep player. That one is incomplete. But he was something else now. 154 touchdown passes in his high school career. 2nd best in the state of Arkansas in the history of high school football. 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year. Parade All-American. I mean, this was a dude that a lot of folks wanted. And he came here, and it's just taken him a while to get some time.
And sometimes it takes that time. Sometimes you have to acclimate to the speed of the game. Sometimes the offense isn't right for you. And I think now you see this Chad Morris system probably fits him a little better because that's what he did in high school. And you see the progression. You see him throw the football. He can throw it as good as anybody in the country. He just needs more time, more reps in the game.
Aaron Gooch makes the catch and will return it. Ran right into his own guy. Dropped to the 43-yard line on a 44-yard punt, and a flag is down. Our referee today, David Smith.
Depending on the penalty, Eastern's going to have pretty good field position to start this drive with a little less than 3 minutes to go.
Boy, 4 turnovers, all fumbles in the first half for Eastern Illinois.
And roughly enough, they were all in Arkansas territory, giving short fields.
Holding on the kicking team, number 52. The 10 yards will be added at the end of the kick. 1st down, Eastern Illinois.
Hey, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of Razorback Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app. That's coming up in 2 minutes and 58 seconds on our game clock. And of course, Dari, Chris, Chiz back in the studio. We'll break down what is a busy opening Saturday of the college football season in the Southeastern Conference.
Do you think Dorgan's a little nervous about his Gators?
I don't know that Chris. I think it's kind of a free year. You know what I mean? I mean, I think. Handoff goes to Gooch. I'll tell you what, Matt Luke did a great job at Ole Miss last year. Kept that team together. If they were able to go to a bowl game, they were bowl eligible. But of course, that was not the case, and still not the case here in 2018. But they looked really, really good today.
And we talked about it. They got some of the top receivers in the game. Or Tom with throwing it all over the field. They're gonna be tough to deal with.
4-man rush. Here goes Woodbury. Pass is caught inside the 10. Touchdown. 43-yard strike to Alexander Hollins.
Not sure what Chevin Callaway was looking at. He just got caught looking in the backfield. They run a straight go route. He does a great job of holding his eyes as Woodbury, and he just throws a perfect ball right down that number line. And Callaway gets caught peeking in the backfield just for a half a second. And you see him run right by him. So a great route there by Alexander Hollins, and Woodbury delivers it for 6.
Hollins, a preseason All-OVC. 4th in the conference last year in receiving yards and touchdowns. Had 7 touchdown receptions. Starts off 2018 in 5
delay of
fashion.
game on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Boy, these are the little things. All these turnovers, the penalties, those are the things that are just Kim Dameron's got to be just beside himself. It's not like Arkansas's forcing you into these delay of games, offside penalties. You can see, what are we
unforced
doing?
penalties there.
Boy, the kicking woes continue. A couple of missed field goals and now a missed extra point. That was Nick Bruno. And it's just not getting any better despite the touchdown. Bumper pull with the blocked extra point. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Here's a receiver at the bottom. All he wants to run is a inside release, and he's going to run a go route, and his eyes get to looking down the middle, and you can see the corner. Probably just looks inside, and he runs right by him. It's one of those things you do on day one, and he just caught looking inside just for a half a second and stumble his feet. And what they call it is stepping on his toes. He did a great job of stepping on his toes and just running on them. And you can see we're pretty excited about that, as he should be. Big boy throw there by Woodbury. And you see Hollins, he's pretty excited too, talking about it on the sideline with some of his guys.
4 100-yard games last year for Hollins. Had a high of 125 receiving against Tennessee Tech. He will be big time for Eastern Illinois when they get into OVC play. Here's Warren. He is thrown down around the 21-yard line. You can stream college football all season long on ESPN Plus. So start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. Boy, if you haven't checked it out, it
is legit.
Highly recommend it.
It is legit.
Problem is you got to have some time because you end up watching all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
Stuff you never thought you'd watch.
Stream all kind of stuff. Yeah. Everything around here. Pretty cool app there.
First down, 10, 2:16 to go. Let's see how this offense works in a 2-minute type situation. They'll come near side, and that goes to Jeremy Patton. The tight end making the play and stops the clock at 2:12.
Any 2-minute drive you get into, the first play is probably the most critical because you need a completion. You need to get the momentum of that drive going, and you take what the defense gives you. Nothing wrong with taking a little profit there. He does that. Now you're on to the second down play to continue this drive.
Four-man rush. Story. Pass caught out around the 43, and that one goes to LaMichael Petway. That's a gain of 19. What good crisp route by Petway.
Yeah, it is. He running number the corner out into cover 2. Story does a great job of bringing him back downhill. Big time completion.
On 1st and 10, here's Story. How about a stiff arm dancing around, and he gets it into Panther territory around the 48-yard line. A gain of 11. Tyshawn Smith making the tackle for Eastern Illinois. And an injured Panther down on the field. Tyshawn Smith, who made that tackle. Real leader on this team as a 5th-year senior, working on a master's degree in sports administration.
It's hot. These guys got to hydrate. That's part of it. And the big part of it is when these guys go fast, too, because you're changing momentum. You're cutting and you're going. You get a little dehydrated down there, especially on defense when you're having to keep up with these guys offensively.
Ty Story didn't get the start today, but he certainly has made an impact in this game at quarterback for the Hogs.
He's thrown it all over the place. He's delivered the football. He's made great decisions. That's the best part about it is this offense is moving. When things aren't there, he's checking it down, not trying to do too much. He's even used his legs a couple times. And this is what you don't see often out of right-handers. Going to the left side, delivering the football for a touchdown. He's found himself into a good rhythm. He's done a great job so far. You see the numbers there. He's definitely being the guy that they expected him to come in here and play like today, and he's definitely got the hot hand.
You know, Story in the first, they had 3 live scrimmages, even though the quarterbacks weren't, quote, live, but 3 real scrimmages. And the first one, Ty Story came out, and I think if you talk to everybody that was at the scrimmage, they felt like he really was the leader of the pack in terms of the quarterback situation. And then the last few weeks of the season is when Cole Kelly kind of made his move. But this was not a decision, even though Kelly got the start, that it was his job.
Yeah, and I think you can never know when you have 2 quarterbacks like this until they get into live action where they actually get hit and everything matters.
Story steps up in the pocket, throwing down the middle, has a man, Petway, touchdown. 48 yards. Hello, Ty Story.
We just talked about previously on his drive. He hit the corner out. They come back and they run the corner post, and he cuts it right across the safety face. What a great route by Petway. And Story giving him a chance to work and laying it out there for him. Ty Story is making a real case for the starter today in this first half. And Petway continues to be the guy, the receiver core for Arkansas.
Point after is good. 31-6 now with 1:20 to go before halftime. So 2 touchdown grabs by Petway here in the last couple of possessions.
Look at the eyes of Ty Story here. Climb up in the pocket first off and then give his guy a chance. This is Petway making an outstanding route right here by Petway. Watch him go to the corner, fake the corner and cut across his face. Catches the safety flat-footed, Isaiah Gully. And there's nothing he can do about it after that. Just a great route by Petway and finish it with a great throw by Ty Story. Arkansas Razorbacks are really hitting on all cylinders right now.
9 of 12, 157 yards and a couple of touchdowns for number 4. Guy that was also an all-state baseball and basketball player. Story had offers from Auburn, Alabama, Louisville, among others. I think there's a lot of folks around here just kind of been waiting to see what Ty Story could do, and now's his chance.
Talk about Ty Story, but this is the type of offense that I think Arkansas fans are really excited about. Throwing it down the field, pushing it down the field, making plays. Ty Story's coming to his own right here in this first half, but this is the offense that a lot of people expected when they saw Chad Morris in this spread offense, throw it all over the field, score points. It looks good right here in the first half behind Ty Story.
Ty Story, it's the opening of dove season today. So there's probably some folks around here out hunting. But, one of the favorite things Ty Story does.
What's that?
Is dove hunt.
Really?
I think he would rather be where he is right now.
Absolutely. Throwing a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. But he might be dove hunting tomorrow, though. Incomplete. Alexander Hollins, the intended target. And here comes Woodbury, who threw a touchdown pass his last time out on the field.
I think Eastern wants to try to get out of this half without anything else happening, especially in their part of the end zone.
Flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 24, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Couple things that hurt Eastern. We talked about them turning the football over. The penalties have kept them behind the chains, and it's tough to overcome that when you're playing a really fast, physical defense like Arkansas.
McCullough, not much room to run out to the 21. How about Maryland holding on to beat Texas today, 34-29. Back-to-back years, the Terps have gotten the best of the Longhorns.
Big win for Maryland. Especially start the season.
Oh, and Penn State getting a nice workout from App State. They only lead the Mountaineers 17-10 at halftime.
A lot of surprising scores there. I expect Penn State to be out there at the end, maybe a playoff team if they continue to play that way. A lot of people love Trace McSorley and what he's doing.
Thursday night, things got started. Texas A&M, almost 800 yards of offense. That was crazy. But, of course, Auburn and Washington, and a big one to start things off at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, 15-13 at the half. Tigers out in front. Of course, coming up at 7:30 on the SEC Network, Dan Mullen will lead the Gators through the tunnel down at the Swamp. And Alabama and Louisville down in Orlando. That was great watching behind the scenes Alabama getting ready for the season. Nick Saban allowing some cameras in there to get us kind of a glimpse behind the curtain.
You know, Nick Saban said he talked about who's going to start today. He said co-stars. Still gives you nothing.
3rd down and 14. Panthers will run it with McCullough. That'll get it to the 25-yard line. So Arkansas will use their second timeout. And 4th and 9 coming up. Arkansas wants one more shot at it here. And you mentioned it, just kind of a slow start getting out of the gates in that first quarter for this offense, despite having some turnovers, short fields to work with. But it seems like they've kind of found a little bit of rhythm right now. And maybe they're wearing down Eastern Illinois as well on this hot day.
That could be part of it as well. So we're going to see if Ty Story's still the guy, but it looks like he's been the guy for the last few series to keep him going. And this is another part of the game where it's situational things that Coach Morris is trying to work on with his team here. Last minute before the half, see if you can go down and get some points and sustain it and go up in the halftime feeling real comfortable and good about yourself.
Nick Bruno will punt it away for EIU. Cornelius back at the 35 for Arkansas. Little rugby kick. And Arkansas will let this one roll. And you hear the coaches over there saying, don't touch it. Taking some precious seconds off that clock if you're an Arkansas fan. 39-yard punt. And the Arkansas offense back on the field. Let's see if it's Ty Story again.
I think there's a chance here for you to continue to do it. There's only a couple of reasons why Chad Morris would take those timeouts, trying to give his offense a chance to go down and score again. I expect him to be still aggressive here as you go into the halftime to try to get more points on the board, work on the situational stuff that you like to do in practice. Now you got a chance to do it in a live game with 52 seconds to go, see if you can go down and get more points.
Well, he says he wants to go razor fast.
Good play on words right there, Dave. Yeah.
Story steps up, going deep, has Jordan Jones, passes caught, another touchdown for the Razorbacks. 57 yards.
I think the statement has been made by Ty Story. Catches Eastern in a man coverage defense, and they run an outstanding route down the inside of the seam, leading to outside leverage, and just an outstanding throw. They start him in a stack formation, so that forces the corner and the nickel guy to actually play off coverage, and now you're just reading that deep defender. What a great job there, good score, and another well-thrown football by Ty Story.
Lempert getting a workout today. His point after is up and good. Boy, it's been 3 quick strikes now for this Arkansas offense. The last one we talked about, razor fast, was about as fast as you could go. One play, and you get 6.
Another good job at his offensive line, giving him time. You see Ty climbing up in the pocket, and he just runs right by Deshaun Smith there. What an awesome throw by Ty Story there, and he's lighting up here in the second quarter, excuse me. And this receiver course, I think they're starting to like this offense a little bit, Dave.
Well, you know, Ty Story does. Story's numbers now are 10 of 13, 214, 3 touchdowns.
Back in my day, I'd be pretty excited about that half right there, ball. Throwing it around a little bit, Dave.
You know, Mark Richt was known as a tempo guy, one of the first guys to kind of bring that when he was at Florida State, came to Georgia. How were you guys? Were you guys?
We weren't razor fast, I tell you that, but we went fast at times.
Good coverage by Arkansas. I remember that was the time Mark Richt used to get frustrated because there was a time in there in those 2000s, by the time you were playing, where officials were slow to mark the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Would frustrate Coach Richt a lot. He couldn't get the tempo he wanted.
Giving defenses a chance to line up, that was something he really was frustrated with. And over time, the referees have gotten better with that. Things have changed a little bit because so many teams now are in that tempo style of offense. And we're seeing it today. Arkansas never huddles. They want to go fast, and they catch you off guard, and they're excited to do that. But what a first half for Ty Storey.
Eastern Illinois will just take a knee and get this one to the locker room.
Eastern's for sure going to look back on this first half and think about all the things they gave away, the short field that allowed Arkansas to have some points.
So that will do it. For the first half of football here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. And Arkansas got hot late. And they will lead at 38-6 at a newly renovated, remodeled Razorback Stadium. Boy, what a half, what a quarter for Ty Storey. 214 through the air, 3 touchdowns. Jones with 132 yards receiving on 5 catches. Pedway 5 catches, 93 yards. Let's go down to Dawn.
With Coach Morris here, Coach, we saw Cole Kelly early. We saw Ty Storey step in. How would you assess the job that both of them did operating your offense?
Well, you know, it's all about moving the ball. And, you know, Cole got in there and did a good job, and we just couldn't get nothing really going. And Ty got in, kind of gave us a spark. So we stayed with Ty right now. We'll come out and start Ty and see how this thing goes the second half.
How will you handle playing time at quarterback the rest of the second half?
Yeah, it's really who has a hot hand, who's getting this team going and moving. And Cole will get back in there at some point. But, you know, I'm excited the way we finished right there. Defensively, I think we're playing really well. We got to get the run game going. I'm not real pleased with the way we're doing running the football right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn. 38-6. Boy, good quarter for the Hogs. Chad Morris, first half, as the Arkansas head coach is under his belt. After the break, we'll be back with Dari and the rest of the crew in the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. An explosive second quarter for Arkansas, hoping to carry that momentum into the third quarter, and that is moments away as the Hogs lead Eastern Illinois 38-6. Storey was that man right there, Ty Storey. Didn't start today, but boy, he sure made it an impactful second quarter in his appearance. What did you like about Ty Storey in this offense in the second quarter?
I liked his composure. He was very composed. He was patient. He did a good job of running this offense, taking what they give him, wasn't forcing the issue. And when the play was there, he made it for him and made good throws as well. So I love the way he uses his legs and arms to really catapult this offense.
3 touchdown passes in the second quarter alone for Mr. Storey. This is one of them right here.
Yeah, this particular play here, let's take a look at this receiver. He does a great job of running his corner route. As soon as he steps on his toes here and breaks it back this way, he does a great job of really selling it. And this safety gets flat-footed when he goes towards this corner route. And as you get flat-footed, that's a great job of him coming across. And you're going to see Storey actually climb up in the pocket as well. So he does a great job of selling it. And look at this safety right here. Now he's flat-footed, and then you're going to see Storey climb up in the pocket here, and he just does a great job of climbing up in the pocket here, and it's a great throw, and he ends it with a great catch here. This is a great all-around play by both those guys. Those are plays you work on all the time in practice, and great to see it happen come to fruition in the game.
Well, you heard Coach Morris tell Dawn on the way to the locker room that he would get the start here in the third quarter. 10 of 13, 214, 3 touchdowns. Hard to argue with those numbers. Cole Kelly wasn't bad. He just didn't get the offense moving. Didn't move the chains. Delgado's kick out to Warren. And he is out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Let's go down and check in with Dawn Davenport.
Well, hey guys, chatted with head coach Kim Dameron, and his message to his team: forget the first half. This is one half of football. He wants to see them limit the mistakes. His actual words were, let's not make every mistake in the book. He said his defense lost control of their eyes. He said first quarter liked what they did defensively. He said once Ty Storey stepped in, he said they got a little flustered and lost control of their eyes.
And lost control of the scoreboard as well, 38-6. Devil Whaley picks up 5. You know, and you know, for Kim Dameron, he's been an assistant coach for a long time and been here and played against Arkansas, where he was a collegiate player, walked on here, earned a scholarship under Lou Holtz. And he just wanted his team. I don't know that, you know, you always think you're going to win, but you at least want to put up a good showing.
Right. You want to come out and you want to show up and bring your team to an environment that you're used to, but you want to see your guys compete. And I think they're competing, but they're just trying to do too much. We heard Don talk about the small things, the little things of their eyes getting out of place. Those are the little things that you can't do versus a really good opponent, and it forces you into bad situations like they were in that second quarter.
They've had a couple of offsides penalties when they've been backed up to make it 1st and 15. Tough to get out of those type of sequences. Story near side. That is through the hands of his tight end, Jeremy Patton. And that'll be a punting situation now for Arkansas. So a good start to the third quarter for Eastern Illinois.
Maybe the first errant throw we've seen from Ty Storey right there. A simple flat route that we've seen him complete in the first half, and just a little bit behind him, and Patton couldn't come up with it. But Storey's definitely been the guy in the second quarter. And just a great start for Eastern coming out here in the second half to get a stop on that first drive.
Blake Johnson will punt it away. End over end kick that will go out of bounds. That is not a good job from Blake Johnson. See where they end up spotting this football is they keep running toward midfield, and they'll stop at the 48-yard line, a 19-yard punt. But there's Kim Dameron. We talked about he grew up in Bentonville, and his dad was a high school coach and finished up his high school career at Rogers High School, not too far from here, probably about 15, 20 miles. And after Rogers High School, walked on, invited walk-on to Arkansas, earned a scholarship.
Dave, I just love the mini throw there. That's what I'm excited about. He has a little swagger. What do you think?
I'd say so. And the O-line, stay classy, San Diego, right there, right? That's
You're right about that.
But he's going to be inducted into the Rogers High School Hall of Fame on September 21st. He was telling us a story about how his dad was a coach at Bentonville, and he quit coaching, and he wanted to change high schools. They were going to move, and he went to Rogers, and how it was a really big deal. And he was such a really spectacular athlete, baseball, basketball, football player, and it caused some controversy in the community. He said it ended up going quite well for him, and you're happy for a guy like that who has been an assistant coach for a long time, getting a head job at Eastern Illinois, now in his 5th season. Here goes Jamal Scott, and he is stopped around the 36-yard line, a 14-yard run, and he's an interesting story. You might remember him as well from Last Chance U this past season. He was in the backfield alongside Rakeem Boyd, who's at Arkansas. James Sheehan making the catch. He picks up 4.
Jamal Scott's a tough runner. He's one of those guys who gets downhill. The one thing that Coach Dameron talked about he wanted to see better out of Jamal Scott was when he didn't have the football. We can see what it looks like when he does.
That carry goes to Scott. We talked about Last Chance U, the show on Netflix. And for more on Independence Community College, let's go down to Don Davenport.
Yeah, Dave actually talked to the face of Last Chance U right now, head coach Jason Brown, about Rakeem Boyd and Jamal Scott. He told me that they have been two of his favorite kids to coach. First thing he brought up was their competitiveness. Called them two of the most competitive kids he has ever been around. He said one lets down his guard, the other jumps on him, but they were supportive of each other. Made for a real fun running backs room there for Last Chance U. He said they both have the ability to be superstars.
Well, Scott gets the carry there, and he started off early at Last Chance U at Independence Community College last year as kind of the main back, and then Boyd took over the last 2/3 of that season and really put on a show. But both these coaches said that these guys, you know, they need to get in, get comfortable with their offenses, and also get in the kind of shape they need to be in to play at this level.
And that's part of it. When you come in a little bit later, you have to adapt to moving into a new surrounding, getting used to your teammates, and then as well learning the playbook and learning what this speed is like on this level of football. And you see Rakeem Boyd there. Maybe you wonder if they have a little friendly rivalry going between each other, who has the better numbers coming into this ball game facing each other.
Got an injured Eastern Illinois player. We'll step aside for a moment. Well, it's 4th down and 2, and Eastern Illinois is going to go for it, but that's not a good sign when Cole Hoover, your starting center, and Luther Harris, number 68, your starting guard, are both out right now with injuries in a 4th and short situation. Jahari Branch will move over to center to take over for Cole Hoover, and it does not look as though Cole Hoover's coming back into this game. He has been over there. We've been watching him, and he is very frustrated. Bobbled snap by Brantley, and that one is picked up by Arkansas. There goes Bumper Pool. Bumper down to the 5-yard line. A 60-yard return. Devon McClure forces the fumble, and Bumper Pool
went from a bad play to a catastrophe if you're Eastern Illinois, and our man Bumper Pool makes a play. I thought Bumper was going to take it all the way, just ran out of gas there right at the end. But Bumper Pool is having a great time for this, and you can see the pressure here. You fumble the football, and you turn it into a big-time fumble, and Arkansas just picks it up and does a great job of trying to rally Bumper into the end zone. Just not enough at the end. Great job of getting that tackle there at the end and saving a touchdown.
Bumper Pool has come in to replace Dre Greenlaw and done a great job as the handoff goes to Chase Hayden, and he'll pick up 3. Bumper Pool has 6 tackles, a blocked extra point, a pass broken up, a fumble recovery. That went 60 yards. And remember, unfortunate situation in that Dre Greenlaw got hurt and left at the end of the first quarter, but it's given Bumper Pool a lot of snaps in his first collegiate game for the true freshman. Story takes it himself from 2 yards out. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Unlike how it happened in the first half, when you get a turnover, you get a chance to put more points on the board. They do a great job of attacking it early, and we saw this in the second quarter. Ty Story using his legs to get in the end zone. Great effort. Way to finish for Arkansas.
You know, Ty Story's going to get credit for that touchdown. He should give that 6 points to Bumper Pool.
Yeah.
Well, this is how it happened. 4th down and 2.
4th down and 2. You turn a bad play into a catastrophe. And our man Bumper Pool chugging along trying to get into the end zone. Doesn't always get there, but leads to a touchdown for Arkansas. Big here in the 3rd quarter.
Thanks, Dari. There's a good look at Bumper Pool. That is his real official name. I mean, there's not a nickname. That's the deal.
Legally changed it to Bumper.
60-yard fumble return. Was a tremendous defensive player come out of high school, but they used him in wildcat formations as well. Had a handful of touchdowns on offense. Just missed one there in his Arkansas debut. Eastern Illinois has come in here and just coughed it up, literally fumble after fumble after fumble. That's how the game started.
And it just hasn't been their day, especially when they're trying to move the football, haven't been steady and turning bad plays into a catastrophe most of the time. When this just can't happen versus a team like Arkansas, who is hungry for the football, and at home you're giving them way too many opportunities, and they've capitalized on these turnovers.
5 fumble recoveries. Now, last year, this team only had 19 total takeaways. They have 5 today and lead 45-6. 31 of Arkansas's 45 points have come off of turnovers. Woodbury. Pickup of 3. Clock will continue to move at the 18-yard line is where they'll spot it.
And here's part of the game where Eastern has to control the clock, has to control the football. You can't continue to turn it over like we just saw. You have to methodically move the football down the field and take those shots when you get a chance.
Pickup of 8. That'll be a first down as Alexander Hollins makes another catch. Hollins has been phenomenal today. 7 catches, 97 yards, a touchdown. Been targeted 9 times. Jamal Scott kicks it to the outside, and he'll be in Arkansas territory around the 45-yard line. Ryan Pulley drags him down. It's a 29-yard pickup.
Pretty impressive run, but a great job at the right side of that offensive line of creating that crease for Jamal Scott to run through and finish in the hole as we have a player down for Arkansas.
Is that Bumper Pool?
Looks like Bumper. Yes, it is Bumper.
Might be cramping up after that 60-yard fumble recovery return down to the 2-yard line.
The long one catches up with you finally. He probably came down a little bit, and now the body settled a little bit, but it's still pretty hot down there. I wonder, there's a little shadow down there, so I wonder if Don has a new degree of what it feels like down there now.
Hey guys, I can tell you, hold on, let's see. It is much cooler than it was in the first half, especially on the Arkansas side, because we're shaded over here. In the shade, pointing at the field, I'm getting about 86, 87 degrees. That's a huge difference.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was what you say it was.
It was a far cry from 133, which it was early in the game.
Goodness. There goes Scott. Little stutter step. Only about 1.5 yards on that one. John Chavis's defense at 4-3 alignment. Although he says it's more of a nickel game now. Not necessarily 3 backers on the field. There's Scott close to the first down. We talked about Dre Greenlaw leaving the game back at the end of the first quarter. Let's get an update on him. Dawn, what's happening?
Yeah, Dave, nothing official from Arkansas, but no sign of the linebacker here on the sideline in the second half. Now, in the second quarter, after he went in to get evaluated, he did come back out in his uniform, sat on the bench, was with his teammates. You could tell that he still was limping on that injured leg or ankle, whatever it was, but we have not seen him out here in the second half.
Let's hope he's okay. You know, you mentioned injuries, and there's Bumper Pool that just has a cramp in the back of that left calf, it appears. But, you know, this is one of those tough deals for an FCS school, right? You get the nice payout, right? But you come and play an FBS team, especially in the SEC, big physical teams. You're trying to win an OVC championship, get to the FCS playoffs. And you start losing guys in games like this early in the year, and it can really set you back.
Yeah, it's kind of the risk-reward type of thing when you're playing these big-time opponents early in the season or in the first game of the season. You talked about it, Dave. When you miss some of these guys or they get banged up and you don't have them for the games that really matter inside your conference, it kind of sets you back a little bit.
Second down and a dozen. Robert Columbus in the backfield. He'll stay in protection. That ball is tapped at the line of scrimmage. It'll fall to the turf. Third down and 12.
Even though they're driving, they are doing a great job possessing the football on this particular drive. They haven't done anything to give it up. Jamal Scott's kind of giving them a little bit of a crease here in this third quarter to play better.
Trying to slide it underneath. They'll pick up the first down. Loose football again. Or they're going to say he's down. They're going to say he stays down at the 23-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play.
Little receiver screen coming here. Great job with lineman getting out in front, blocking, and you can clearly see his knee was down there before the football came out. But I know Coach Derman going into next week on Monday, they're going to be doing some big-time ball handling drills and making sure they're taking care of the football because they definitely put it on the ground one too many times today.
Fourth down, they're going forward again. They'll run it with Columbus inside the 20 for the first down. Somebody lost a helmet. We'll have to leave for a play. D. Walker having to stroll off the field.
And Coach Derman has to be pretty excited about how his team is starting to respond here, being down by so many, but still fighting, still trying to make something happen here in this third quarter.
Inside handoff goes to Columbus. He'll pick up a couple of yards. This is the kind of drive that Eastern Illinois has wanted, where they can chew up some clock, pick up some first downs. You know, I don't think we're seeing the offense that Eastern Illinois will play as the season unfolds. They're kind of an up-tempo spread team, but you got to be careful in settings like this. If you go too fast and you don't pick up first downs, your defense will be on the field all day.
And that's been part of it as well. You don't want to keep your defense out there too long where they get winded.
High throw, it's incomplete. Looking for James Sheehan.
This is good opportunities for this Arkansas defense as well. They've been on the field for a little bit longer than they have previously this entire game, and it's good to see them work through this process as well as Eastern has another player down.
Boy, this could be their third offensive lineman today. They've lost Harris, Cole Hoover, and we'll see how severe this is for Branch. Let's hope it's a cramp situation. While they work on the big fella, we'll step aside. It's a 45-6 ball game. Oh, what a great game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Big implications for the rest of the season for both those teams.
You know, you always feel like you lose one like week 1 or 2, you still got your chances. You don't want to lose them, but I think you're still in the picture.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You win the SEC West,
you got a chance.
Right through a couple of hands on a 3rd down and 8. Now it's 4th down. Boy, 3 starting offensive linemen are out of the game now for this Eastern Illinois team.
This is kind of what you talked about there. A little war of attrition there. Who can survive the rest of this ball game for Eastern? Hopefully have more linemen, but they're going down right now.
To the corner of the end zone, and it's caught. Nice pitch and catch. Woodbury hitting Alexander Hollins. You can see why this guy is making a case as one of the best in the OVC. Hollins with his 2nd touchdown reception of the afternoon.
As you can see here, none but a simple fade route, one-on-one coverage. You got the matchup you like, and again, they're going after Cornelius. So Shelvin Calloway over there just unable to keep up with the fast Alexander Hollins.
A little low snap, and they get the extra point. They do. Boy, kicking game has been a struggle today for Eastern Illinois, but it hasn't been a struggle for this guy. As Hollins putting on a show. 8 catches, 111 yards, and a couple of touchdowns on 10 targets. They went for it on 4th down and got 6 out of it. It's a 45-13 game, just under 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, and a newly remodeled, renovated, added on to Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Don't forget, coming up after the Charleston Southern and Florida game, it's our SEC Now team. They'll be back to recap all the day's games, and it is a busy day. You can also see that streaming live on the ESPN app. Dari, Chiz, Chris Doring, and congrats to Chris. Got himself a new contract as well. I guess he'll be buying tonight for the boys when they wrap it up. Warren to the 20, out to the 35-yard line. Well, now it's time for today's unexpected outcome, brought to you by Exxon and Mobil.
Let's say Grant has to snap because we've ran all our deep snappers out. And they're out. Man, they're all over here with their knee pads up. And where's Pluck at? Pluck's holding. Pluck said he held. And where's Connor Limpert? Limpert, could you kick if these guys held? He snapped and held. Could you still kick it through? Right there. That's it. You got to be ready for everything because these 3 guys have just been put on full scholarship.
What a great moment. I love how these coaches plan that as Rakeem Boyd is dropped for a loss. But Grant Morgan, Devon McClure, and Connor Limpert were the 3 that got the scholarships on Sunday. And congrats to those guys. I know it's such a huge deal for them, their families, and everybody involved. And those are just great. You never go wrong when you see that.
Yeah,
puts a smile on your face.
It's a feel-good story. And when you watch it, you get excited about it. And you can see the excitement from all his teammates. To be able to have the opportunity to be on scholarship and take a burden off maybe your family members or who helping you get through college. So kudos to Coach Morris for doing that.
Story will throw. Pass is caught on the outside by Chase Harrell, the Kansas transfer. Let's get another update. Dari, what's going on? Thanks, Dari, and maybe next time we check in with you, get some confirmation on whether Doring bought dinner last night or tonight.
Yeah, because if not, we need to
big
come
money
to
over
Charlotte
there.
and
Big money over there.
Be a part of that. Multi-year means more money.
Nice catch and throw down to the 20-yard line, and there is Chase Harrell. Again, the transfer, making a couple of good catches on this drive.
And Martin Williams is in position, just never looks back for the football, and give Harrell credit for going up and snatching that football out of the air.
But a flag back around the 43-yard line, though. Chase Harrell, 6'4", 215, a little Chris Doring size right there, right?
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51 on the offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 56 on the defense. Those fouls offset. That is the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul on 51 and 56.
It happened towards the end of the play. They both were just battling and ended up slamming each other at the end of it, but they called it unnecessary. They called it on both guys because both guys were battling.
I know you brought him up early in the game, but Yelta Froholt, who's played center and made a bunch of starts at a guard, 25 straight at guard. They move him over to center, and they say he is a true leader on the team. Maybe the first guy that the coaches felt would convince the other guys about the buy-in. You always got to have those guys.
Yeah, and they said when he speaks, everybody listens. He demands respect from everybody on the entire team, and the fact that you come in and your offensive lineman, it's your most vocal guy, your center, it speaks volumes about him and what he wants to do.
Here's Boyd. He is hit, and he will lose a couple of yards. Let's go downstairs to Dawn.
Yeah, you guys talk about Yeldis switch. He told me this week that it was actually a tougher transition than he expected. He's a smart guy. Making calls, not a problem. Where he struggled early was learning to switch his feet. Instead of kicking left and then posting down, which is what you do as a left guard, had to break that habit. And guys, snapping the ball consistently no matter what movement he made. He said kick, reach block, outside zone, pull, whatever he did. He had to work on that consistency. He would stay early, stay late, and he said he feels comfortable and is happy with where he is now.
Having to replace also a first-round pick in Frank Ragnow. Here's Boyd. He's down to close to the 10. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Give him a gain of 8.
There's a lot that goes into playing the center position. People think you just block the guy in front of you and make sure the quarterback gets the football. But he has to make all the calls up front. Then he has to worry about the guy in front of him, which way he's slanting, which way he's going. He has to be able to block him while he's moving. Don talked about it, if it's zone or if it's power or somebody's moving, and he has to do a great job of doing all that. But number one, getting the quarterback the football, and him being the leader speaks volumes, especially about him and how smart he is to play that position.
On 3rd and 1, they'll go left side with it. Boyd getting a lot of work on this drive, has the first down at the 6-yard line. Tripped up by Crittenden. This offensive line, though, you look at the right side, you got to feel good about a Wallace, a Gibson at tackle and guard respectively, and Froholt, but it's the left side with a couple of redshirt freshmen trying to anchor that spot. There's Shane Clinton. You see Ty Clary, a sophomore out of Fayetteville, getting some work. He's rotated in with Kirby Adcock.
Yeah, even though all those guys are highly recruited, just haven't played as much, so this is good for them to get this type of action here early in the season.
Boyd breaks 1 tackle but can't break 2. Only about a yard on the play. And it looks like another Panther down on the field. Slow to get up. And
looks like Darius Johnson.
Yeah, boy, if that is Darius Johnson, this is just getting awful for Eastern Illinois. He along with Mark Williams are the 2 dudes on defense. A very concerned Kim Dameron. Not a pleasant homecoming, to say the least. 45-13 our score here in the 3rd quarter. Let's get an update and go to the studio. Dari, what's happening? Thank you. I was waiting. I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Atta baby.
Boy. Darius Johnson looks like holding that right arm a little bit, and a few words as he leaves the field. The young man who they are so high on. Of course, originally committed to Michigan, but ended up going to prep school and found his way to Charleston, Illinois.
We just talked about how Yelda Froholt was the kind of heartbeat of this Arkansas up front, and we know that Darius Johnson is the heartbeat of that defense through and through, and without him on the field, you got to wonder who's going to step up now and be that leader. And you can see him, the choice words going off the field. I'm sure he doesn't want to give up anything else.
Well, that was a tough read by Story. He gave it to, he's looking right at 3 purple jerseys who were chasing Boyd and said, here, you take it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want those hits, Dave. They don't do good for you. And he's like, I live to fight another day.
Yeah,
You're used to taking these hits, not me.
Boyd nowhere to go, loses a yard, and now it's 3rd down and goal from the 5. Didn't see a whole lot out of Devil Whaley, Chase Hayden today in the run game. Not a whole lot of the run game in general for Arkansas. Twisting and turning in the corner of the end zone. Jeremy Patton. Williams on the coverage. Williams going to be a good one. Of course, his dad NFL player, played at University of Miami as well. His dad was an NFL corner, also his high school coach.
One thing that Story's definitely got to learn, and that comes with more reps, is especially down in that part of the end zone, just give your guy a chance.
23-yard field goal by Connor Limpert is up, and it is good. 48-13 now is our tally. Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern, Thinking Out Loud. That's what I do on a regular basis, but I have not been invited to join Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears for another season of their great show. They'll talk some football, want your participation via social media throughout the show. It's also available streaming live on the ESPN app. You know, if I try to get through social media and they don't accept my tweet, my Facebook post,
that's a problem.
That's a problem. I'm driving to Charlotte. I'm talking to somebody.
You got to call out the big swagoo and make sure he gets you on the show. At least a call in or something. You got to make an appearance.
Well, the faithful student body came early. Many of them left at halftime on this sweltering day. I looked at the weather, and tomorrow's supposed to be like high of 80. We missed it by a day.
Well, the shade has finally came over here.
This will be fielded just inside the 5 by Reyna, and he is hit at the 23. So a 20-yard return for old number 5 out of Kingwood Park, Texas. He too is a Navarro Junior College product.
Cramps are still in effect as we see a player down for Eastern Illinois.
Oh, we got a second. Let's go back downstairs. Dawn.
Yeah, Dave, DJ, you talk about the cramping heat starting to take its toll on the Eastern Illinois players. You know, earlier I told you I was on Arkansas's sideline. We were looking at 85, 90 degrees. Over here on this sideline, you're still looking at 110, 115 degrees on the field. Defensive back Deshaun Smith had to be helped off the field, headed to the locker room. That cause there was heat-related. And then Joari Branch on the offensive line, number 64, also questionable to return. That was heat-related as well. So it's starting to take a toll on this team.
A lot of things taking its toll on Eastern Illinois right now with 33 seconds to go. Here is a nice run from Jamal Scott. He'll pick up 8.
Dave, you think they took into account when they made the stadium which side the shade should come from first? You think that was thought about first?
There is no doubt that that is a advantage Arkansas on an afternoon game. They've been in the shade for about 45 minutes. Have the Hogs. That's a first down. Little pitch and catch to Gooch. Aaron Gooch, the senior. Seeing some good work from Harry Woodbury, who came in the game and immediately got dropped in the end zone, lost the football, and gave up a touchdown. But he has played well since. 48-13. We have played 3 quarters here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Ty Storey has been the story for Arkansas offensively. 12 of 17, 261 with 3 touchdowns and no picks today as we start the 4th quarter. Jamal Scott with the carry, brought down by Hayden Henry. Getting some work. I know that name, Hayden, former walk-on, now in scholarship, brother of former Arkansas tight end and current Charger Hunter Henry.
He was a pretty good player this time, wasn't he?
I would say.
Love yourself a good tight end you can throw to.
Who was your tight end at Georgia?
We had a few of them. We had a big guy by the name of Leonard Pope.
Oh, yeah.
Martrez Milner were a few of those guys. Ben Watson, who's still in the NFL right now.
No wonder you guys won a championship. 2005 was a good year for you, huh?
It turned out to be all right.
Yeah.
I didn't complain that year.
Big hit right at the first down line, but that should be enough for the first down catch made by the true freshman, Tariq Phillips.
What the poise of Woodbury there, standing in there. He had at least 4 or 5 seconds to survey the field. He went through 3-4 progressions and ended up checking it down and picking up a first down.
Woodbury's 9 of 13, 96 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. 4-man rush. Well, there could have been a hold in there, but a pass is incomplete on the back end. Grant Morgan had a chance for the interception. Grant, one of those guys that got a scholarship a few days ago. Grant's another great story. Of course, obviously walked on until he got that scholarship, but set to graduate in 3 years with a pre-med degree. Coaches say he's just a true student of the game. He's just a pure student in general. Wants to eventually head off to med school, obviously.
He's going to see that near tip in his sleep tonight, though.
Yeah.
But this is awesome for Arkansas to be able to plug in some of these backups to get some real quality time in a game where everything is live and you get a chance to see what these guys look like on tape. You never know when you get a chance to see these guys later in the season, and they have to play quality time in case somebody goes down.
Pass a little high and incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and 6.
Eastern Illinois has been in too many 3rd and long situations. I know it's only 3rd and 6 there, but nobody could get open. Great job on the back end by Arkansas. But Eastern struggled to really get off the jams and really find guys to get open and convert these. What was a manageable 3rd down?
That'll stop down around the 5-yard line. Timeout on the field with 12:34 to go. It's all Arkansas. Not going to be the same kind of upset as Michigan now that they're in the Sun Belt playing FBS football. But nonetheless, a shocking storyline developing as App State trying to do it again. Dalton Hyatt hands it off to TJ Hammonds. Gain of 10. Hyatt getting his first work today at quarterback. Thought we'd see him at some point.
Coach called Dalton Hyatt a true runner. So he's very athletic. And coming to this game, thought he would be in using some goal line packages. But this is pretty good to see him out here where he can actually throw it around and make some calls. So good action here for Dalton Hyatt.
Big hit there by Dimitri George. That's a loss of 2 on the play. Hyatt, a young man that redshirted last year but enrolled early out of high school. Former 4-star prospect. Coaches think he is probably more athletic. They had actually said they had a little plan for him on goal line situations. Boy, not much room to run for TJ Hammonds. Josh Price making the tackle, gain of 3. And I think that's, you know, the pass game finally started to open up a little bit. They stayed with it, got some big plays down the field. But I think the one thing when they go back and analyze this game in a big picture scope is we didn't run it as well as we needed to.
And that's the one thing when he talked to Don at halftime, said we want to see the run game come alive. And over years we've seen this offensive line be able to create those holes, and you haven't seen much of that today. And I think when you nitpick and you watch the film, that's what you want to see more of, is the consistency in the run game, moving that line of scrimmage.
Pressure comes, and a big hit. Back on the field was Dicterius Johnson. He and Dimitri George popped Dalton Hyatt. Loss of 4, but you could tell Johnson playing with basically one arm as 51 kind of hobbles off the field.
He seems like the type of guy that it's going to take a lot for him to come off the football field. He's playing in a big-time environment. He wants to show his teammates he's really tough. I don't think that he has to show them that, but coming back into the ball game, fighting hard, and continuing even with the score, it speaks volumes about him.
Pressure comes. That might have been tipped. I don't see any indication that it was, but not a good punt either way, and that has been an area of concern as well. Just a 25-yard punt. Timeout on the field. Back in a moment. Talk about the players dealing with the heat. Cheerleaders have weathered it nicely today. It's been a hot day down on the field. Temperatures up on the turf, up over 130 degrees this afternoon. Well, I don't think any of them have gone down with cramps yet. I might be wrong, though. Around the league, South Carolina got off to a good start. Boy, good to see Deebo Samuel back making some plays. Ole Miss might be the story of the day for me, the way they came out and played in that game against Texas Tech in Houston, Georgia. Just rolls over Austin Peay. Here goes Brantley. Yeah, there's a flag. I thought there would be a flag there. The crowd won't like it. Hollins was bumped off his route by Brito Tutt running down the sidelines. He knocked him out of bounds. The only thing you might say, was it a catchable football? But
yeah, I think that's an easy call. He running, never turned his head around. And you can see the bump right at the end. He gets what a release by Hollins as well. He creates that space, and look, he just runs
pass
right into
interference
it.
On the defense, number 14. Penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Yeah. Automatic first down.
Time for another update, Dari. What's going on? My goodness. There are some games coming down to the wire in this opening weekend.
Oh, man. You think it's rocking there?
Auburn and Washington, 21-16. That one's getting late. Auburn in front. A little option game with Brantley trying to keep it. Nowhere to go. He is dropped right back at the line of scrimmage.
Talk about some of those scores around the league we just saw. Ole Miss was... They looked like the team to beat. I mean, they were throwing it all over the yard. Weathered the storm early. Running, throwing, they were doing it all. Jordan Thomas was going to be really fun to watch this season.
Yeah, with those receivers. Underneath to Reyna. You know, the unsung guy in that offense is Scotty Phillips, her tailback, who rushed for over 200 yards today.
So you're talking about adding a running game with the pass game?
Yeah.
That makes it even more dangerous to do whatever you want with the football. It's going to be some long nights for many defensive coordinators when they face Ole Miss.
Oh, big collision. You could hear that collision all the way up here in the press box. We're 100 yards away. A loss of 2 on the play. Dion Edwards making the big hit.
This is the type of penetration you want to look at. You can hear that contact. Dion Edwards filling that hole, and wow, it was 3rd and 1. What a play there to force a tough 4th down right here.
Reyna in the backfield along with Jamal Scott on a 4th down and 4. Little underneath route. Hollins driving to the end zone. Young fella does it again. His 3rd touchdown reception of the game. He is something else. 16 yards out. That dude is a player.
Yeah, and you see Arkansas drop back into cover 2 and does a great job, Brennan, just finding an open guy in the zone. And this is just the want to at the end to get in the end zone. Gets contacted about the 3-4 yard line. Hollins last year had 7 touchdowns on the year. He's already got 3 today, so he's well on his way to eclipsing that, hopefully.
9 catches, 127 yards. He's been targeted 11 times. Boy, that one is ugly, but it gets through. It has not been pretty in the kicking game today, but what has been pretty is this guy. Where's number 15? Alexander Hollins. Some young Arkansas fans enjoying the afternoon as the Hogs leading in this opener 48-20 over Eastern Illinois. Wait. Wait, don't give me the football.
Fighting over.
Yeah, they are not going to fumble that football, I promise you. Eastern Illinois has 5 fumbles today.
Great ball security by those young ones right there. Somebody's told them what.
8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Delgado will kick it away. Warren bringing it out. Ooh, he is picked up and thrown to the turf on a 28-yard return. Nice tackle in the open field by Isaiah Johnson. Arkansas Razorbacks, Colorado State on the road. Now, Colorado State got thumped pretty good by Colorado last night, but North Texas, and then it gets serious. I mean, real serious, in a hurry, at Auburn. They'll take on A&M in Arlington, Texas. Then it's Alabama. Then it's Ole Miss, and they'll play that one at their second home over in Little Rock, Arkansas. You better get it right first 3 weeks.
Yeah, because those 4 weeks there are going to be a story to tell. I think Chad Morris will find out really what his team is about in those 4 weeks right there, as we see. All right, man, Cole Kelly's back in the ball game.
Yeah, welcome to the game. He just got
dumped. Yeah,
that was a big hit.
Well,
coming from Dicterius Johnson.
He told Coach Morris he wanted the contact in practice. Now he's getting into the game. So
what do you think about putting him back in the game? Is this what kind of message is this? Maybe if you're Chad Morris, putting him back in the game.
This says you need a little bit more work.
Yeah.
Obviously, in that first quarter, the offense wasn't moving as fluidly as he would like it. It's more game time reps for Cole in this system. He knows what he can do. He knows he's played in some games, but not in this system with the liabilities flowing around. So he needs to make a couple plays here. He needs to get this drive going and put some more things on tape that he can look at going towards next week.
Third down and 3. 4-man rush. We'll dump it over the middle. Catch is made by Chase Harrell, and that'll be good enough for the first down at the 40-yard line. You know, we've had a chance to see the product now.
Right.
The tools are, they are what they are. They're not Chad Morris's, for the most part, guys. What do you make of this team? What do you predict down the road what they'll look like in a month or 2 months? Will it be a lot different?
Well, I think so. I think Coach Morris is still trying to figure out which guys can fit into this system on both sides of the ball. I think Coach Chavis is going to do the same thing. Which guys can he depend on? And we saw today a couple times where we saw in the back end guys get beat on deep throws down the field, and also we saw offensively the run game wasn't there what you wanted. So which guy can we count on in these big-time games? And just looking at grading these guys coming into this ball game at position-wise, and I think Ty Story has solidified himself in one game going forward. But this is a unit that has to get better, and Chad Morris depends on that quarterback. Running backs, they're really deep. We talked about how many guys we've seen today run the football. Receivers, we thought a couple guys stepped up today. We thought Petway had a good job of catching a bunch of deep balls today. And the O-line will continue to get better as they continue to have that continuity up front and play more games together.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't think we've seen the run game that the coaches were hoping we would see.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really high on these 5 guys, and they all brought a little something different. And, you look at the total team numbers, and they've only rushed for 83 yards today.
And that's going to be a point of emphasis for the rest of the year, and it's going to be a point of emphasis next week. Is we have to be a football team that wants to run the football. And Coach Morris said that. He said, we want to be a team that still can be downhill, but also we can stretch the field.
Speaking of stretching the field, to try to do it here to hit Harrell on the far side, and that'll be incomplete. Javon Turner on the coverage. You look at Cole Kelly and drop some weight. Matter of fact, you talk about a lot of guys dropping weight, trying to get ready for this up-tempo, everything pedal to the floor type of atmosphere around Arkansas football. You better be in shape, and if you weren't in shape, you are now.
Yeah, and Coach talked about it, him being one of the main guys. They wanted to lose some weight. Coach Craddock talked about him losing 13, 14 pounds in his offseason to get to playing weight where he can be able to go fast and play with the tempo that they like offensively. And he asked it of a bunch of the offensive linemen as well.
Let's go down to Dawn.
Guys, I talked to head strength and conditioning coach Trumaine Carroll. He took me through the process because the transformation has been from the top of the roster all the way to the bottom. He said the entire first month that they got here was a needs assessment period, just hours and hours of determining what each player needed to do to transform their bodies. Now, for a lot of the offensive guys, it was all about leaning them up. It wasn't necessarily what the scale said. It was more about the body composition numbers. I'm going to give you an example, okay? Right tackle Brian Wallace only shed about 3 to 5 pounds. His teammates, though, told me he looks like a completely different person. Coach Carroll pointed out, went from 26% body fat to 20% body fat.
There's a guy, Austin Cantrell, who used the offseason workouts to catch and run 42 yards for the touchdown. The tight end making a play on the outside.
Great to see Cantrell get this football and go out and make a play with it. Great job by Cole Kelly as well, man.
Austin Cantrell looking at the big board, looking at some of his work, yeah. 55-20, Austin Cantrell. Cole Kelly moving the football, coming in late after starting this game. Cole Kelly loves it. His first touchdown pass of the year.
Welcome back to Arkansas. Fourth quarter, 3:48 to play. The Razorbacks leading this one 55-20 in the debut of Chad Morris's new offense, and the big quarterback Cole Kelly just with a touchdown, 6'7", 258. We talked about his transformation and his weight loss, but you see how big he was. He told me he struggled with his footwork as a big quarterback, so shedding these pounds, he weighed in at 259 this week, has really helped him with his footwork. Talking to strength coach Trumaine Carroll, he said that he's moving better, he's moving quicker, but I wanted to give you guys a little perspective there
awesome.
of how big this guy is. And okay,
awesome.
I'm not real tall, but I have very long arms for being shorter, so it gives you at least a little perspective of how large he is.
Came to his armpit, Don. That's awesome.
Big man from Louisiana. Remember last year, Don, we had him early when he got his first starts, and one of the problems, he got so hyped up. You know, he's a very emotional guy, and he speaks with his Cajun accent. Guys in the huddle couldn't understand his play calls. They had to really work with him to slow it down with that Cajun accent.
They did. He's gotten better. I talked to him a little bit at walkthrough on Thursday, and you can understand him a little bit better. He's learned how to slow down.
Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, college football rolls on. You get to look at the Florida Gators under the direction of Dan Mullen, who had 9 successful seasons over in Starkville. That'll be coming up against Charleston Southern right here on the SEC Network, 7:30. And also the SEC Network alternate channel will feature Middle Tennessee at Vanderbilt. These two teams playing 4 years in a row. Vandy's won 3 straight. Find those on the alternate channel in your area. Be sure to go to secnetwork.com/channel. And if not, you can always find them live on the ESPN app.
Vandy, Middle Tennessee might be a pretty good game. I know Coach Mason wants to rev it up over there in Vandy, but we'll see if they get it slinging around.
High snap. Nowhere to run for Brantley. He'll just hit the turf around the 21-yard line. Matter of fact, we were told yesterday that this will be the last year of this turf. They're going to put some grass in here.
Yeah, they say Coach Morris is a huge fan of playing on the grass, so you know, sometimes it makes you a little bit faster playing on that real grass than this turf sometimes. I don't know if it's guys have had any injuries that come up from it or anything, but Coach Morris is a fan of the grass, so we'll see.
Now, before they put the turf in here years ago, this was one of the best playing surfaces in the Southeastern Conference. Nice run by the quarterback, Jonathan Brantley. Pickup of 12, but he'll be shy of the first down by a couple of yards.
Like the mindset of Eastern now is to get out of here without any other guys
I was just
being
thinking the
injured.
same thing.
They've lost 3 guys on the offensive line. We saw one of their top players, Terry Johnson, on the defensive side of the ball get banged up a little bit, end up coming back in the ball game, but they got high hopes for their season as well, and they want to make sure they get everybody out of here healthy.
3rd down and 2. Now it'll be 4th down and 6. Well, they brought the house. Derek Munson came in, got the initial pressure on Brantley.
And here's the tough part about it. Jamal Scott takes a brunt of this hit and doesn't even have the football. So if you take a hit like that and you don't even have the football, it hurts just a little bit more, Dave, than if you actually had the ball.
Jamal Scott limping off the field. Well, pass protection, we see it so often. Guys that are either freshmen or new to a program, and the blocking concepts in the pass game are usually a little bit slow. Well, that time Scott just got blown up by Derek Munson. That kick will roll down inside the 30-yard line. You know, it was great talking with these Eastern Illinois coaches and the staff this week getting ready for the game. Kim Dameron, of course, coming back home to the state of Arkansas, grew up just about 30 minutes from here. Scott Parr, their offensive coordinator, a young, bright star in the coaching business. And, you know, Kerry Fowler, defensive coordinator, you wish these guys a lot of luck moving forward. You just, as you mentioned, hope that they can put the pieces together and didn't get too banged up. Remember, these FCS schools only have 63 scholarships.
Yeah, and they were just outmanned today. You can tell Arkansas was just a little bit more demanding than his Eastern Illinois team. But when we talked to them, we were just really enamored with how excitable they were to be in this environment, to be able to have the opportunity to play and see where their guys are. But expect to hear about this Eastern team in the OVC Conference.
Came here as a freshman, walked on, but injuries forced him as a player to come in as cornerback on a 79 team. They won the Southwest Conference, played Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, and then as a junior started at safety, and then he wrapped up his career as a wide receiver in a win over Florida, the Blue Bonnet Bowl in 1982. So certainly had a great career and now trying to progress in his 5th season here at Eastern Illinois. Arkansas, though, with a minute left to go in this one, biggest takeaway for you?
Ty Story has to be the biggest story. I think the way he came in and performed gives you hope for this offense, gives you hope for this team. And I think Chad Morris has something to build on with Ty Story at quarterback. And defensively, the Chiefs should be excited about how they got after Eastern Illinois, especially with getting the football out. And they caused a few fumbles, and both sides of the ball had some things that really they can build on. But Ty Story and that defense causing and wreaking havoc was big today.
This Arkansas offense, the run game needs to get going. Defense forces 5 fumbles. Remember last year, only 19 total takeaways for this defense, and 5 today, so off to a good start in that department. And, you know, the bottom line is you start your Chad Morris era here in Fayetteville with a win. 55-20 will be the final score when this one is all said and done. Cole Kelly, not the best day in terms of moving the offense. Wasn't a bad day statistically, but Ty Story certainly did a number today. Was set 12 of 17, 261, 3 touchdowns. Chad Morris and Kim Dameron meeting at midfield. And, you know, for certainly Chad Morris, getting this one in the books was a big deal.
It was, and I know he's going to be excited to really go out and watch film and be able to build on this because he has a program that's, you know, a lot of expectations from it, and he come with tons of expectations, and I know they're looking forward to seeing more wins.
Let's go down to Dawn.
With head coach Chad Morris. Coach, you told us you were going to stay with the quarterback that had the hot hand. That was Ty's story. What impressed you the most with what he was able to do today?
Well, Ty gave us a spark. I mean, we needed a spark. After 3 series, we had only put, I think, 3 points on the board, and we needed a spark, and it was designed all along to put Ty in there on the 4th series, and he got us going, just kind of jump-started us, got us going, and we stayed with him and kind of rallied off some points right there, and you know, everything kind of started happening for him, and so it was great to kind of get this thing going. We were able to bring Cole back in there to lead us down on a drive there at the end, so I'm excited about our first win. You know, it's a great start. We got a lot of work to do, a whole lot of work, but we got at least got a starting point.
You told us it's going to take a little while for this offense to gel. Where do you need to see the most improvement?
Well, we got to be more consistent. You know, we were very inconsistent in a lot of areas. You know, a lot of busted assignments out there. We didn't run the ball effectively like we want to. We're going to hang our hat on the run game. We didn't do that, but we got a starting point. We're going to build on that, and we'll move on.
Now, defensively, they forced 5 turnovers. What did you like most about that unit?
Yeah, I think that, you know, when you start talking about that unit, you see a group that's, you know, they're very pressure-oriented, hungry, aggressive, and it was great to see. They provided some sparks when we needed it.
Coach, your son won his football game last night, played really well, and then you win your debut at Arkansas. It's a good weekend, huh?
It's a great day at the Morris household, isn't it? Yeah, we're excited. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yep.
Always good to see him smiling. As he says, there's some work to do, but they'll take the 55-20 victory over Eastern Illinois, 1-0 under Chad Morris. Final score again, Arkansas wins it by 35 over the Panthers. Coming up next, it's SEC Now. Let's send it back to Dari in the studio.